After a little bit of trial and error, I finally figured out the perfect espresso chip cookie recipe. They're gooey and crispy at the same time, with the perfect level of espresso that makes these cookies feel like the sophisticated older sister of my chocolate chip cookies. I ended up putting my espresso powder in with my dry ingredients instead of infusing it into the brown butter. I combined my wet ingredients, so my 2 sugars and my brown butter. You have to get all of those little bits. That's your flavor. Also, if you love brown butter, put a tablespoon or 2 of dehydrated milk powder into your brown butter and it will give you more toasted milk solids. Then I added my eggs and my extra yolks, whisked that in before adding in my vanilla and my lemon juice, and whisked until this mixture lightened in color significantly. It kind of looks like Dijon mustard. But don't worry, there's no mustard in this recipe. I then added my dry ingredients, which has my espresso powder in there, and folded it in slowly. We don't want to develop any gluten in this because we want nice tender cookies. And once it was almost fully mixed in, I added in my chocolate. I like a mixture of chocolate chips and chopped up chocolate. I have semi-sweet and dark chocolate here. Once all of the chocolate was evenly distributed, I moved on to my favorite part. Well, one of my favorite parts, which is scooping. Listen to how good this sounds. It's also so pretty. I just love this step. After scooping all of the cookie dough, I placed a fat chunk of chocolate on top of every cookie and then stuck them in the fridge uncovered overnight to chill. And the next day, or actually for me it's been a few days, I had my cookies in the freezer. I put 4 cookies in a 350-degree oven, and while those were in the oven, I made an espresso glaze to add an extra espresso kick to these cookies. This came together really easily. I just made a little instant espresso with some warm water and added it to some powdered sugar, and then slowly added some heavy cream until it was the consistency that I wanted, which was something that I could drizzle over the cookies. And what ingredient does every sweet need? Salt. You need salt to balance out the sweetness, especially in something like a glaze or a frosting. I like to use Diamond Crystal kosher salt. I buy a big box of it on Amazon and it'll last me forever. Once my espresso glaze came together, I put it in a little piping bag so I could easily drizzle it over my cookies, which at this point were done baking and looking and smelling gorgeous. I topped all of them with flaky sea salt because, again, what does every baked good need? Salt. Yes, salt. And in this case, it's for flavor, but also because it looks oh so pretty on top of these cookies. And speaking of pretty, look how good this espresso glaze turned out. I love how this looks. But more importantly, it also added that additional espresso flavor that I was missing from my first attempt. The espresso really just brings out the richness in the chocolate and adds a little bitterness to something that's otherwise sweet and salty, making these so addictive. These cookies may appear in a future cookie box drop, so if you want to try one, sign up for drop notifications on my hot plate so you can order the next time they're available.